Y'all know the deal. Go ahead and scan that, and Father's Day is on the way. So if you want to salute to the fathers and ladies, if you want to get the benefits of Father's Day, use the code RONIN10, be a part of A Game Lifestyle, and understand this brings about your vitality, strength, focus, and libido. Give you that energy to get that D. Now, with that being said, this video was inspired by an early conversation I had with some passengers today, and it's about paying homage to the fathers. And in this environment is the most underappreciated, yet vital billet in the world, in my personal opinion. And before I go in, all you honorary hermaphrodites who say I'm the mama and the daddy, all you chicks with the strap on, don't matter what size it is, all you ungrateful, edgeless oracles, you musty harpies with the bad wigs that don't even take care of your kids walking around with Funyun dust, grime, and loaded diapers. This is not your day. So you need to get out of a man's place. And I will be addressing part of that in a video called Plastic Truck Nuts Disorder. So stay tuned for that. But what inspired this is like the passenger was talking about with Father's Day's coming up. He wondered if what we're asking for out of our fathers is too high. In many ways, yes, but in some instances, no. We need to understand that fatherhood is a billet to be proud of. This is like the cornerstone of legacy. See, when I have aspirations to be a father, now many times I've had auditions, they didn't go well. Sometimes, thankfully, that is a blessing. But when I think about Father's Day, I think about a lot of the great things and the failures that my father has shown me in the time he had on this earth. I believe he passed away when I was in high school in 93. I know it was a year before I graduated. And what happened to him was he was on his way to work, I believe, and it was like an oil slick or something, and the truck flipped 13 times. On the 11th time, he went through the windshield and landed face first in a water-filled ravine. And we made it in time to say our goodbyes to him because I believe he knew. And the very last thing he told me was he loved me. And I had to walk away. That was the last time I saw him, because an hour later he passed away. I had to make sure I was away from everybody before I wept in remembrance of him. Now, honestly, it affected my brothers respectively. That's something I don't tend to speak on because something I know, but that's for them to deal with. And when we talk amongst each other in remembrance of our dad, it's a lot of fun times. I knew my dad, he was a big kid. As always, whether it be sports, especially with video games, playing RBI, even Mario Kart, that son of a bitch would cheat. But we always smiled at those times because a lot of times he would take us fishing and me and him would have father and son talks. And in spite of his failures, in many ways I understood why he did certain things. I never crucified him for it because what I knew was that time he spent with me mattered. It was cool to get video games. It was cool to do all kind of things, but I always looked up to my dad to give me a wise word. I was looking to be the best older brother possible. And he was the first one to inspire me to really go out there and, get that paper route. Learn how to work, the importance of work ethic. And he would go to his job, which was at Panhandle Eastern. It was a gas line company. And he would show me these blueprints. And I could never understand that shit for the life of me. It's like he could read it, but I couldn't. And he knew I was confused about it, so he put it in terms of where I was drawing. And he showed me one of the covers. It was a poster of a Mario Brothers. And he said, go draw that. So I took my time, and not only did I kind of match it, I exceeded the design. I added a little stuff to my design, like my details. And you see that? That's what you need to do in everything. You go the extra mile. I see what you do. And you're great at what you do. You should never be ashamed of that. And ever since then, I took pride of it. Whenever I go do something, I work hard. I'll push myself even to the point of near exhaustion. Because he was one of the many inspirations of my work ethic. And he would stay on me. And even before that, when I went to Boy Scouts, and he would help me create these little racers, the little wooden cars. And when my car malfunctioned and I came in dead last, and I was upset about it, he let me, throw my little tantrum, and I was pissed the fuck off because I felt I disappointed him. But then when he talked to me about it, he let me know it's like, look, everything isn't always going to go your way. But what you can do is try. And when you fail, learn the lessons that was in that moment. Try not to repeat those mistakes. So, in his passing, I had to figure out a suitable replacement in his absence. And unfortunately, the ones I respected, I knew weren't going to live up to that standard. So that's what led me to the Marine Corps. And I figured, one, it was a decision I was going to make on my own. I remember what he told me. And two, if I can make it through here, I make it through anything. And through boot camp, that first 72 hours of hell, where we were up doing wild exercise, running around like chickens with our heads cut off, having to put in paperwork, making that last phone call. We were getting our ass kicked on there when they're actually training Marines, but that's my personal opinion. And when we laid down in the bunk after that crazy 72 hours, and I seen two guys who were 6'5" or better crying like bitches in their bunk, and I was still standing. I could see a glimpse of my dad, and I believe I met his approval. That's what got me through boot camp. And a lot of the things that I ran into, a lot of troubles that I wish I had his counsel in, I had to make peace with the fact that not only was he gone, but I had to make decisions on my own. So I say this to make this point. A father's influence is undeniable. You notice a lot of women will say they'll blame the mistakes of their children on the absentee of their father. Now, granted, there are some women who have some vaginal mismanagement, but you do understand, whether we're there or not, our influence is undeniable. Now, I've had people tell me I would make a good father just by how I carry myself. I'm just only paying homage to what my father has taught me. Now, granted, he's done some crazy shit, but whenever I go through some things, I wonder, what would my dad do? How would I best represent him? And even when I fucked up, when I got off to myself, I could feel either his disappointment or I could feel him smiling on me. There's some fathers out there today who are fighting tooth and nail for their children that are being held hostage legally. There are some men out there today who found out that the children that they invested their time into aren't theirs. And that tears them apart. There's some men who are fighting for their rights, and they're rightful to do so. And they need to continue doing so because in spite of this toxic, feral femininity era, masculinity is important. The toxic masculinity is either the absence of it or the warped version of it, doing everything unmasculine. We as men were the pillars of the community. And thankfully, when this Black Manosphere was purchased by a black man, salute to Father's Time, Dr. Spencer. And on a side night, fuck you for fucking making fun of my teeth. Saying my teeth were looking like paper bags. Son of a bitch. But I salute brothers like that. I salute brothers like Sheep Stay Sleep, K Soul and Black. I'll say an Anger Man. A legion of others across the board who are opening their voices and speaking unapologetically the necessity of masculinity and manhood, about being upright and forthcoming men, teaching the youth by example that being a man is a reward in and of itself. Legacy is important. Not doing the gynocratic two-step to entertain these bald-headed bitches is your duty. If she is not worth the time, the toil, the trouble, nor threat, shout out to Sheep Stay Sleep, she does not need to be in your circumference, period. I want to pay homage to the women who celebrate masculinity, who pay homage to the fathers who not only groom them and being the first example, the first love of their lives, but women who celebrate masculinity in its unchecked, raw and uncut form, because it is needed in this space and beyond. Thankfully, we have actual elders who reach down and salute the young men who learn how to pass the baton and not throw it down the street while wearing a fucking white tee for the gas station, chasing some underage pussy. I salute every father who is busting his ass to see his children smile, to instill principles and purpose and lessons that will no doubt show them that the secret of immortality is possible, because vicariously they live through us. We're going to get back to the rites of passage, little by little. We're going to celebrate the growth of young boys to young men to young adults to actual men to elders. You got solid men like Pimp God and Dr. E. Harlan Scott and a slew of others who are speaking out as needed, because in spite of this gynocentric atmosphere, we will be the masculine revolution that is long overdue. And all these ratchets are living on borrowed time. All you little tender dicks, all you little simps, you little care bears, you panda bears, you goofies, I'm going to take care of the boys. The real men of principle and purpose who adhere to the SOS and 10 life values, we will stand and deliver in spite of you. There will be no more monetizing mediocrity in this space. No more misinformation and misdirection because of your inability to maintain a erection at our cost. This is the time of the masculine men. Fatherhood is a banner you need to hang above not only your home, but your heart. So if you aspire to be a father, this is why the 10 life values help you with the vetting process to find suitable women to your liking that will turn a house into a home, that will help you produce children that you can groom into young men and young women, to restore communities that were once ethnic outposts. So even those who have fallen, we need to give the roses to them while they're still here. As I will make a point to go see my father's gravesite and give him his roses in spite of him not being here, he still matters. And he's still missed. So with that, I want to send a shout out to the A-Game Nation. Much love to my peers, both foreign and domestic. Across the spectrum, remember, be unapologetically masculine. Being a father is a blessing. In spite of the backwards bitches who want to spit on it. Both male and female. And with that, it's the Resident Anti-Hero. I'm out. Much love and salute to you guys. And ladies, before I go, pay homage to the men who treat you like genuine women. If he views you worth his time, toil, the trouble, and threat, can you do better than just a fucking tie or a pair of socks and a tool belt? Things that he can buy for himself. Do not underappreciate the man that you have with you. The man that's looking to groom you to be better women. The one that's open and honest to tell you the truth. That may hurt a little bit, but he has to break something in order to make it stronger. The one that has the generosity and the foresight to see things, to provide not just protection on a physical scale, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. There's much more to men than most people want to realize or admit. But in this space, in this day and age, we're going to start talking about these things and standing on it. Because we talked long enough. Now as men, we have to walk it. Not just physically, but all things that encompass us, especially from the heart and mind. Peace.